All right, we are live on Coffee with Democrats, and this is Coffee Break on Coffee with Democrats, and we have a special guest today, and that's Brandon Wade. He's running for House District 2 for the U.S. House of Representatives, representing the state of Oklahoma. He lives up in Bartlesville. He's a great friend of ours, and we're so proud to have you come on with this, Brandon. Thanks for joining us on Coffee Break, and this is just that quick show that allows people to come on and get to know what's going on with your campaign and the things that you want people to help, share your message. So how's things going with you today, Brandon?
Things are going really well. I just talked to you a little earlier. I told you I just got over knee surgery and bouncing back from that really well, up and moving. So everything's going good. It's not slowing me down any. I kind of joked around with Washington County's chair the other day coming back from an event. I'm going to take Tim Wall's approach. We got plenty of time for all that other stuff when we're dead. We got work to do. So we get together and just keep going. I mean, I'm really excited. The energy that's been pumped into the Democratic Party and up and down ballots has just been great. I get goosebumps just talking about it. It's just a overwhelming excitement out there everywhere I go. And so I want to thank you for having me on to share all this stuff. And then also thank all the Democrats watching out there and any of the other parties that are maybe tuned in watching, because I have a suspicion we got some other parties watching it and looking for a candidate to vote for. At least that's what I'm hearing when I'm out there talking to a lot of people. I got Republicans, independents alike coming up and talking to me about, hey, they don't like Josh Brasheen, and they're looking for somebody to take that position. I got their support, and so that's really uplifting. It gives at least even more confidence going into November. Is that we're going to get the numbers, and we just got to put the work in, do what we need to do. Like Michelle said, let's go do something. Get out there and make a plan. Get everybody organized. I mean, that's getting people out to vote. I'm just going to start off talking about that, I think, this morning, because that's so important. Make sure you check your rolls and make sure you're on there ready to vote, and make sure you're registered still, not been purged or removed from the list. I had a guy the other day. I asked him if he was registered, and he said, yeah. I said, well, are you sure? And he said, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I pulled up the app and we checked it, and no, he wasn't on there. So he re-registered, and I just don't want anybody showing up on November 5th or early voting and get stuck not being able to vote because they've been removed and your voice has been took away from you, which is the plan. And so we got to plan for that, make a plan, make sure, talk to all your family and friends, make sure that they're ready to vote. They got a plan, whether it's early voting, mail-in voting, got a ride, set that, make arrangements, if you need to go give somebody a ride or a lift going somewhere. Here in Bartlesville, the Bartlesville West Side Community Center is going to be giving rides, to anybody that needs to get to the polling places and stuff like that. I'm probably taking off that day as well, so I can gladly take somebody anywhere if they need it as well. So I just want people to get out and vote.
And we only have until November 11th, or excuse me, October 11th, 10/11, October 11th, to make sure that our registration is complete. So that's an important thing that you just brought up, and I want to reiterate just exactly what you said. And I put up the banner at the bottom here, iwillvote.com. That's a place where you can go, and it allows you to register and check your registration. So if you're a brand new person wanting to register, iwillvote.com helps you out to get registered to vote. Or if you're already a registered voter and you want to check your registration, you will go to that. And it's very simple. When you go onto that, you log in, it'll take you, if you're in Oklahoma, it'll take you directly to the Oklahoma Election Board. And then you see immediately there, whenever it asks you for just, three simple things, your first name, last name, and birthday. And then it'll tell you exactly whether, what precinct you're in or anything like that. If it shows you that, you're registered to vote. Otherwise, it won't show you anything, and you got to go through the process of registering, which is not a big deal. It's really easy. Just make sure you got your driver's license ready in case it asks for your driver's license number. But other than that, it's just really, really simple. There's no excuse not to get registered. And also, you can go down to your local election office. But Brandon, I want to take it back to you and let you go ahead and finish.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. Just more, about me, for the ones that don't know me, I always start off telling everybody I'm not a politician. I'm a representative. I always like telling everybody that, especially with Labor Day, just getting over. I'm a union guy. Unions have been big to me. I owe everything I have to unions and, the wages. And a lot of people out there, I don't think truly understand what unions do, whether you're a union member or not, or you work in a union shop or not. Unions drive the wages up for everybody. We're trying to get that on the ballot with the wage to wage campaign. The people want to raise minimum wage, and that's something that is important to me. And we've got to do that, and I want to do that on a federal level. Once I get elected, that's something that Dennis Baker and I have talked about before. He's running in CD1. He's another one we need to get elected. If we can get the majority, we can raise the national minimum wage and get it to a living wage where people can get by from one paycheck to another and have a little bit left over. Be able to go to the store and get things and come home and be able to spend a little extra, do things that they want, fun things that they'd like to do instead of never being able to get by, just barely making payments. So those are, some important things to need to do. Looking for healthcare for all is another issue that I want to push and continue to work on, to where we can provide healthcare that is affordable for everybody. And I'm willing to sit down and have that conversation across the aisle if anybody was talk to me about how we get to that process. Whether it be we have an insurance company that we mandate what they can and can't do as far as rate raises and costs and things like that. But we need to get an affordable where everybody has the right to healthcare and has the choice to go get the healthcare they need and not have to put it off. The medications as well, and just pushing important things. Women's rights, a very huge thing, is another thing I want to do shortly after getting put into office is codify Roe, and we got to have the majority to do that. But we can codify Roe and send it to our first female president to sign that into law. I'm so excited to be able to do that. I think that'll send a great message and just kind of poetic justice to let her be the one to put it in law. That's just exciting for me. But there's so many things we need to do. My opponent, Josh Burkeen, he likes to tout about, the budget and being financially responsible. And I agree. We need to be that way. We need to get where we're bringing in more money than we're spending. But I don't agree with the routes that we're going about doing it. He wants to look at cutting Social Security, Medicare, and things like that, which, to me, I was always brought up around, taking care of family, taking care of elders and your children and those kind of things. And we can't leave Social Security to go to the wayside. We've got to do better things. We need to improve it and grow on it. And that's definitely what I want to do. I have a plan that, I feel like we need to do away with that maximum tax limit on it to where, it's 168,000, 186,000. I can't exactly remember. My numbers get flipped. But at that point, you quit paying in on Social Security tax. I think we need to get rid of that. I think we need to make it to where if you're making 400,000, you're paying your 6.2 and your employer's paying the 6.2 on top of that. And that way it helps fund the program, because those people are drawing Social Security. And if they're making 400 grand, they're going to be able to, if they wait till 100%, they're drawing, $4,500 a month. Versus the people are barely getting by out there. Some of them are lucky if they're getting the average 1,800. A lot of them are drawing 1,000 or less. So we got to do better. We got to take care of ourselves, because I truly believe, I think I'm in line with what's going to be our current administration, with our future president and vice president, and a lot of things they speak about, like at the convention where you were at. It just, everything they were saying was like, yeah, that's exactly what I believe. We need to take care of each other. We're no better than our neighbor. And that's always been a part of my culture growing up. And Cherokee Nation, I'm not part of the Cherokee Nation, but I've always grew up around that and hearing that, we got to take care of one another. We're no better than our neighbor. If they're not doing good, we're not. And so we've got to provide a wage where they're doing better. I look at it as, the wage situation and the economy. That's another issue that, we need to continue growing the economy. To do that, we got to do it from the ground up, from the working class. When we have a strong working class and strong unions, our economy is doing well. Right. And we need to get back to that, where it becomes patriotic again for these wealthy corporations and millionaires and billionaires to pay their fair share. We're not asking them to go broke doing it. Everybody needs to be able to have an income and make money and do well and live the American dream. But we need to pass that on to the working class as well. And we can't carry the load anymore on the working class side. We've got to get to where we can have, the corporate tax. Harris was talking about 28%. That's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a whole lot higher. I mean, back when we were doing really well, it was, in between 70 and 90% corporate tax. I mean, so I'm not saying we need to get back to that one at all, but we do need to get to where they're paying more to help carry the burden,
Right.
just to get us on track. And then we can wait and, look at it again when things are really wrong and we're doing good. We got a plus side instead of a negative side with deficit. Then we can look at, reversing some of this stuff and freeing it up for people to do even better. But
Right.
it was working together. And the representative thing, that's just me as a union guy. I've always done that. I've set many tables negotiating contracts and different mediations and things like that. And so I truly understand how to work with one another to come to a deal that works best for the majority as a whole. And that's what I look to take to Congress, is something where we're actually working across the aisle with one another, get back to doing business like we should be in government and working for the people. I think we've kind of forgot that and lost way. We got to put the party stuff aside and start putting our country and our state first and doing the things that need to be done for each other.
Man, I'll tell you what, if you've been watching this show at all and seeing the smile on my face, man, I'm in total agreement with everything that you said. You're knocking it out of the park. I appreciate you very much, Brandon. I mean, it is so wonderful and refreshing to speak with somebody like yourself who is so articulate with the message on the Democratic Party and how you're going to represent, CD2 up there in Northeast Oklahoma at the U.S. House. That is so amazing to me. And it's so wonderful and reassuring to actually hear your comments, because it is so right on point. So, we still got a little bit of time. If you want to add a few more things that you want to talk about, please jump in.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just to kind of give you, like I said, it's a really exciting, busy time. I'm trying to hit everywhere. I'm doing this with you this morning, and then I got to be in Tahlequah this afternoon for their monthly meeting down there. Just kind of touch base with the base down there, organize some door knocking in that area before too much longer. We just got to get the message out. Trying to get door knocking everywhere. And to do that, I'm trying to reach out to the county parties and just volunteers throughout their organizations that, hey, can you guys, if I get you some lit, I can't be everywhere at one time. Could you guys help go knock some doors, hand out lit and stuff like that? Those are ways people can volunteer and help with the campaign. I can supply the material, just go hit doors. And to me, let's hit every door. I mean, I don't care if it's a Republican or Democrat. We need to have the communication with everybody and let them know there's somebody that's really going to represent them. That's the message that I want to give to everybody when I'm at their doors. I'm really here to represent the people, not one party or the other. Get back to doing what's best for everybody and taking care of one another. So yeah, my dates are really booked. Tomorrow's actually a slow day, so I'll probably do some stuff here around Bartlesville. But then Thursday I'm in Salsall for a meet and greet deal there. Friday I'll be down in southeastern Oklahoma, way down in the southern end at Hugo, Idabel, and Broken Bow to do some more town hall kind of. My opponent Jasper Keene was down there last Friday, so we're going down and we're going to try to balance the record there and kind of put where I'm at and where I stand versus where he's at and what he's saying, and just let the people hear the differences and let them make an educated vote when they go to the polling place. But it just gets busier from there. We got a lot of things going on, just meet and greets everywhere. People reach out to me. I got my website. You got the Act Blue there. That's great. Thank you. Act Blue, I definitely donate to the campaign. Like I said, it's 27 counties that I cover. So it's a lot of up and down the road highway time. So that takes, a lot of money in gas, and then all these materials and stuff we're putting out. It costs money to do. Anything you guys can give is great. It's a grassroots campaign. So, even if it's $1, $2, I think I got a reoccurring couple dollar donation, which helps. I mean, it's every month. I can count on that being there. So anything you guys can do is greatly appreciated. It'll be well used for the campaign and reaching the voters that we need to reach. Go to Brandon for Congress. If you want to check out the website, there's some locations of where I'm going to be on that as well. You can pull up and look and see where I'm going to be. Come out and see me. Bring friends and family of any party affiliation and let them ask me all the questions they need. Easy or hard questions. I don't shy away from any of them. I'll cover all the issues. So I just appreciate seeing everybody and talking to everybody.
Well, I just put the banner up there so that people could see where you're, where to go to brandonforcongress.com. And I appreciated you really talking about the Act Blue, because Act Blue is so simple. once you create the account, you tie your credit card to it. It's just super easy. And you can actually put it in for, recurring accounts if you want to do that. If you don't want a recurring accounts, there may be a dollar amount that's on there. But again, don't be dissuaded by, if you can't give $20 or the starting amount that shows up there, there's a blank one there. You put in what you want. If it's $1, $2, $5, whatever you want, put it in that blank space, because it's just so easy. And I encourage everybody, have a cup of coffee with Brandon and buy him a cup of coffee. That's really what we want. If you can just buy him a cup of coffee on the Act Blue account, whatever you would pay for a cup of coffee is what you would pay through the Act Blue. So if you're paying, going to Starbucks and you're going to buy Brandon a $10 Starbucks cup of coffee, just give him that $10 in Act Blue. That would be very beneficial, and it's not going to go to waste. Brandon's not going to waste this money. He's going to put it out there so that the voters know exactly who the best person is and have the best candidate to represent Oklahoma at the U.S. House of Representatives to get all of these initiatives that Brandon just talked about. So, man, Brandon, you're a great friend. So wonderful to see you again. I am just so excited for you, buddy.
Yeah, me too. It's just, like I said, it's an exciting time, and I'm really excited to be part of it, and I'm so thankful for our presidential nominee and vice president. I don't think we can get two better ones right now. I really believe they're the right people for the ticket, and the excitement level's through the roof. I mean, we just need to carry it on and show up. Please show up at the polls in November. We're going to make national news in Oklahoma. If we do that, we're going to shock a lot of people, and we're going to flip several of these seats blue, and it's going to be a good thing for our state. Right.
One of the things that I keep telling people, and I'll try to bring it back up here, commit to doing some things. Commit whenever you're, right now, make a commitment. Commit to voting. Commit to checking your voter's registration at iwillvote.com. Commit to voting using a method of your choice to vote. You got to make that commitment now, because if you're going to do absentee voting, you got to make that decision. They've got to know about it so they can get the absentee vote out to you. If you're going to do it in person, so be it. But have that commitment, be ready for it. Commit to voting for Brandon for Congress, Brandon Wade. He's your choice, and he's the best choice for Northeast Oklahoma. Commit to voting for Harris Walls. That's a big commitment, but it's a commitment that I think will help everybody down ballot. Because that's the next thing that's on my commitment is commit to voting for Democrats up and down the ticket. Commit to voting for democracy versus authoritarianism. Vote for women's rights. Vote for human rights. Commit to not going back. We are not going back. That's one of the greatest messages that came out of that convention. We're not going back.
We can't afford to. We absolutely cannot afford to go back. I mean, we've got to keep going forward together. And that's just everything you're saying is great. I mean, college students, you guys make sure if you're registered, and you're registered, whatever district you are, but if you're in my district, make sure you got an absentee ballot. If you're not here, my son's off in Stillwater right now at OSU, and we've got a plan. He's coming home that Friday before election day, and he'll be doing early voting Saturday morning. So, make a plan like that, come home and do the early voting in person if that's what you want to do. I mean, to me, I love voting in person. I don't know, it feels like the right thing to do. But if you got to mail in, but just have that plan. It's so important.
And you know what? The last commitment that I have is make a commitment to voting with joy in your heart. Mm-hmm. Really, that's the best thing you can do. Brandon, it is so good to talk to you, and I'm having such a great time. We could go on like this for hours and hours, but, to keep this short for everybody to be able to watch this in just a very short period of time on their coffee break, it's been a great time talking to you, and I appreciate you so much. And thanks for coming on Coffee Break on Coffee with Democrats.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for everything you do.
All right, folks, until tomorrow, we don't have anybody lined up for tomorrow, but I got Aaron Brewer coming on Thursday. So look for us. We're still working on tomorrow, and tomorrow's a new day. So we're still trying to fill all the slots. It's a brand new program. It's a brand new show. We're committed to doing it every day from now until November 5th when the election occurs. So please come back and watch us every day. or during the day, whenever you have a coffee break, just come back and watch us, because we're trying to fill these slots and get people on here so that you can enjoy having good commentary to keep you inspired about voting for Democrats and being a Democrat in Oklahoma. So, all right, Brandon, thanks so much for being on here. And everybody, please, come back and watch us again. And until the next time, everybody, please be safe. Thanks so much.
Thank you.